Hello there everybody. So today I'm going to make a little bit different of a video. This was actually for a school project, so I'm just doing this as a research project for my astronomy class that I'm taking. So I don't personally believe in any of this, the multiverse theory, but I'm making this video because I found it an interesting topic to discuss in a way, and I just chose it for the assignment. For me, it really isn't anything beyond just theorizing and philosophizing about. It's just something I have fun playing around with. So like the same way I would play around with topics in like the Star Wars universe or something like that. So I just want to go ahead and get out of the way that I'm not trying to press this theory on anybody. I'm just trying to explain what this theory is, so then you can be better informed about it. So before I get further into the video, I do want to just quickly mention that I won't actually be going over the four levels of the multiverse theory that Max Tegmark helped create. They are quite interesting, but I thought I would just go over the general ideas and theories of the multiverse theory. But if you do want to learn about those four different levels, there are a lot of different videos on YouTube already. There's a bunch of different articles with him, and so I'm sure you can really find that information really easily. It is pretty interesting to listen to, although it does hurt my brain a little bit, so that does take me a little bit of time to try and wrap my head around it. So the multiverse theory is a general term for many different theories, which are all centered around the same concept of having alternate realities. Today we'll be going over some of these theories and some of the problems that they can have with them. So let's discuss the bubble theory right now. So this is the theory of the multiverse, that our universe, which should be really referred to as just the observable universe when you're talking about multiple universes, because our universe is our observable universe is all that we can see. While universe means all space and time, and since we don't know and we can't measure all space and time, it would be kind of inaccurate to just call it the entire universe. So our universe, or our observable universe, is one of the many universe bubbles, each of which has had its own Big Bang. And so each of these Big Bangs can have its own physical law, or can result in having that universe have different physical laws and physical properties, making things that aren't quite possible in our universe, or our observable universe, possible in others. So, for instance, humans might be able to fly, or gravity could be decreased immensely or increased a lot, while humans might be able to sustain or withstand this added pressure. So this specific theory was created by the aforementioned Paul Steinhardt, who actually now opposes the theory he created. He opposes it. I'm not quite sure if he opposes it in general, but I do know that he opposes the theory as being called theory, and this is because he states that it cannot be tested, which is completely true. We can't really test any of these theories because we would have to break out of our own universe, or figure out that our own universe, meaning the entire thing, not just our observable part, that our universe that is one of multiple others, and we can't do that. So he states that it shouldn't be called a theory; it's just an idea. So another theory that I'm just going to go over briefly is called the repeating universe theory. And so in this theory, it basically states that there's going to be infinite universes. And that means that with infinite universes, there's going to be an infinite amount of universes, or an infinite number of universes, that has us in it. And it also means that there's going to be an infinite universe without us in it. So maybe the world actually ended because we destroyed ourselves with nuclear weapons, or something like that. So the next theory I'm going to discuss or talk about is the brain theory. And so this theory supports the idea that the three-dimensional universe that we are a part of is just one of many different dimensions. So this one states that there's even more dimensions than just the three that we know. And it also supports the idea that new universes are created when two different universes collide together. And so, although what could cause these collisions is still unknown, because of course it can't be tested, it's just a theory. And these collisions would actually cause big bangs, which would create the new universes. And so that's how this universe thinks, or this theory about the multiverse believes different universes are created, which is quite interesting because this one it seems to have gone a little bit more in depth on how the creation of universes has actually happened. However, the most widely and commonly known of the multiverse theories is the many worlds theory, which most of the time simply goes by the name of the multiverse theory, but it has many other names as well. In this theory, it supports the idea that every action and choice that humans, nature, or any event that has ever happened creates a split reality in which that reaction did happen or did not happen, or happened in a different way, or had a different result. Basically, this theory supports the idea that everything that can happen will happen and has happened. So while you may be a student or a teacher or a doctor in this universe, in another you could be a singer or a superstar athlete or the youngest president ever. Unlike the three previously mentioned theories, this one seems to work a little bit weirdly, or this one does seem to work a bit in some equations. However, beyond this, all the theories are untestable, or at least they are with our current technology. However, many people either disbelieve or are skeptical about these theories for many different reasons. They point out different reasons for how either of the theories cannot be true, or problems that they could present in our lives. One such argument might be made that in some of the theories, such as the multi-world theory, as everything that has happened either will happen, has, or is currently happening, then the question of morality arrives at our doorstep. They point out that if one of these theories is accepted, many people might point out that their actions are being, or try to believe that their actions are being forced upon them, and that it's just caused by all the other universes having different reactions. If this thought process were to be accepted as true, then any action could be acceptable. However, this fear would only truly be made by people who are trying to rationalize, or this fear would only come to those who are afraid of others rationalizing their own actions. However, some scientists and theorists believe differently about some parts and details of the many world theory, or any of them in general. While some believe that the multiverse theory, it will have infinite worlds with infinite possibilities, some believe that the number of worlds is finite, or at least could be, meaning it has a limited amount of universes. And this is due to some things not being possible, such as atom particles changing into another type of particle. However, others will argue that because this is the multiverse theory, the other universes could have different properties, other things could be possible. Now, some scientists don't believe in one theory entirely either, but rather mix and match different parts of the different theories. For example, one scientist might believe in the idea of having many worlds, having infinite possibilities, and that there are worlds that will have different physical laws and properties. Or they could believe that there is a finite amount of worlds, and that these worlds are caused by the collisions of other worlds. There are other problems with this theory, however. One such problem comes with the idea, or with the theory that supports the multiverse theory. The demonstration of the Schrodinger's cat. This is the idea that if you put a cat in a box with an atom that could potentially deteriorate, and a device that will release gas if the atom decays, the cat is both alive and dead at the same time. The cat being dead or alive demonstrates the word called superposition, which basically means that matter is in two different states at the same time. Through some weird mathematics that proves it right, until you lift the lid and measure if the cat is dead or alive, it is currently both. This theory is really interesting, and many skeptics and disbelievers say that
logic would obviously say the cat is still dead or alive. It's one or the other. We just don't know quite yet. And they say that it is just ignorance and not knowing what the cat truly is, rather than having an actual superposition. Others point out that if there are infinite universes in which there could be different physical laws, that there could be universes that interact with each other. Others argue that if there is an infinite amount of universes, there could be some of the universes could be on top of each other, and if so, why wouldn't they be interacting? I personally do not believe in the multiverse theory again, but I do find it an interesting concept and something philosophical to think about, or maybe not philosophical, but really more like food for thought. And it really is interesting in trying to wrap your mind around what some scientists are coming up with explanations for a world or a universe. However, I had an idea that I'd like to rather toy with. Once again, I'm not really saying that this is fact at all, or not even believing it, but I just thought it would have been an interesting concept. So I said that, or I thought that basically it'd be interesting if the other worlds that would be like other universes that would be on top of ours would be kind of like that dark matter that makes up 85% of our universe. Dark matter doesn't interact very well with our own universe, and so possibly our universe has physical laws that or basically make it so that the other universes aren't physically interacting with ours, while those other universes could still have, or some of them could have laws of their own that make it so that that some of their matter actually is still in our universe. And so this was just one of my ideas. And so once again, this is just food for thought for me. And so I'm not encouraging you or discouraging you from believing or disbelieving this theory. I just hope that throughout this video I have helped you to become better aware of the multiverse theory and the problems that it may have, but also the theories that there are. So then when you go to class in science or astronomy or wherever, or you're just talking with your friends, then you'll be able to better understand what the conversation is about and be a better educated person. So once again, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and, down below, and subscribe and leave me a comment. I read all of them right now. So thank you once again, and I hope you have a good day.